This is the Iron Trader. It is Friday morning. Now, this was a really fast week, probably because there was such a great trading going on this week. Just had a really lot of good trades in everything in your crude oil, your natural gas, and the technology. A lot of really good stuff happening. Now, here on crude oil and natural gas, remember the rig count will be out here at 1 p.m. today. And remember, we have the contract rolls here on Sunday. So that's going to affect a lot here in the trading on the crude and natural gas. Okay, so let's review the charts. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, commodity, ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have crude oil, your daily and your weekly chart. Now, before we get started here, this is Friday. So if you had a really good trading week this week, I know I did, it doesn't make any difference. I mean, if you made $20 for the week or you made $20,000 for the week, it doesn't really matter. On Friday, the last thing you want to do is give any of that back. Okay, that's the key. What you want to do is you want to go into the weekend strong, get a nice relaxing weekend, and then come out Monday just shooting. Okay, that's what you want. And if you have a good update today going into weekend, they'll give you that confidence there for Monday. So what I usually do on Friday is I cut my positions that I'm trading down, and I cut the amount of trades that I'm doing down. For an example, okay, so say I'm trading something like say 1,000 shares. So I'll cut that down to 750 or maybe even 500 shares. Okay, just take some of that risk out of it. And instead of trying to make 2-3 trades in something, I'll maybe take 1 or 2 trades in something. Okay, so what you'll want to do is always want to finish that week strong. That is the key. Okay, let's take a look here on a daily chart. Well, we can see crude oil here. Let's see here. Hang on a second here. What do we have? Okay, the key is what we're looking for here. It's going to be this 8 SMA here. All right. So far today, we have an inside day. And all an inside day is your highs and lows is within the highs and lows of the previous day. But again, it's way early. Okay, this is like 7, not even 7:30 here. Okay, so what we want to do here on the upside is we want to recapture this 8 SMA, and you want to go and close over. Now, you can see where we had the 2 red candles. Maybe it's a situation the same as we had here. Okay, so you have the 2 red candles, and then look what happened the next day. Okay, big green candle, rallied all the way. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen today. We don't know that, but we got to see how this is going to shake out. So what we want to watch is you want to watch this 8 SMA. This is sitting at 81.23. That's going to be very, very key level, okay? And then we can follow the candles. You have 81.45. This is the critical one here because this was that breakout candle. This was 81.62. Then what we want to do is we want to watch the bottom of this candle, 81.81, and then we want to watch yesterday's high, that 81.92. Okay, so again, if you can break out above, then we'll follow the candles up here. You have 82.50. We have 82.65, and then your big retest is 83.12. But that's all based on if we can get and close above this key 8 SMA at 81.23. You break out above 83.12, and obviously right here, see this 100-day? Right there, 83.32 is your target. Now you can see here we hit it earlier in the week, and we left that old topping tail, old sticky here. But again, we have one more day here to see if we can rise right on up here. So that is going to be the key here. So today we want to watch that 8 SMA. Very, very crucial to go higher. Now let's look at the downside. Okay, so far today we had a low of 80.42. Yesterday's low was 80.30. So you want to watch that 80.30 level. But realistically, when you take the top of this candle here, you're at 80.41, and then we have your 80.49. That is your support level, okay, going across, just like we had here. So we look at the top here, 79.62, you had 79.49, and we had 79.53. Okay, that's your next support level coming right across here, okay? But we take one level at a time. So what we want to watch first is we want to make sure that it holds this 80.30. That's going to be very, very key. And then what we have here is you have 79.99. That's going to be next. And then we have 79.90, and then we want to look to the bottom of this candle. That's 79.57. And then right below it is we have your 21-day here sitting at 79.45. Okay, so those are going to be your key levels. If that is lost, we can look to the top of this candle. You're looking at 78.73 here, and then we have 78.47, and then you have your 78.42, which is your 200-day. So we look for intermediate support is you always look to the candlesticks, okay? Your high, your low, and your closing. And then your key support levels here are your 8, your 21, and your 200 SMAs, which are basically simple moving averages, okay? So like your 8-day, that's just an average over an 8-day period is all that what that means, okay? But they're very, very key levels, as you can obviously see. Okay, this is a perfect example. See this 100-day, okay? When we're way down here, I said if you can break through this area here, you break through that the 21-day, the 50-day, where are you going to go? This is your target. Where did it go? That's your target. Okay, we're off by 20 cents. Okay, so that's how you trade the charts. So today, you just want to watch that key 81.23. If you can get above that, then we can just start layering up all these candles. Watch this one candle here, because as we had this breakout, this is the candle that broke out, and you can see the price channel come across. So that's what you want to watch. That 81.62 is very key, and always the previous day's high at 81.92, and then we just follow right on up here until you get to that 83.12. A breakout of that, we know where she's going to go. Okay, so on the downside, just watch yesterday's low. If that is lost, we can follow the candles, but this key 21-day, that's going to be your target. If that's lost, your key 200-day is going to be the target. Now, what I like about this chart is see your 50-day on the rise. You crossed over your 100-day, rising on up. 21-day on the rise, over the 200-day. Your 8-day is above everything. This is a very, very bullish chart. Now, your RSI here looking good. See, just like yesterday, okay, it pulled down, but that doesn't mean anything. See, we have a good trading here. RSI looks very, very strong. Your green is above your red here, looking very, very good. Right here, your green is above your red. That shows that, and basically what that shows is that positive momentum. That's what that really is. And then your RSI here, you got a good strength going on here, and we're above all these key levels. So right here, your 8 SMA here at 77.95, you're above, okay? Same way with your 50-day and the same way with your 21-day. This price could come all the way down to that level, and still this is a very, very bullish chart, okay? So nothing has really changed. All your series of higher lows all still very much intact. This could come all the way down here. This is still all very, very much intact. The key today is just watch this 8 SMA here on the upside. Watch yesterday's low on the downside. If that's lost, there's your target. If this is lost, we follow the candlesticks up here, and then there's your big retest at 83.12. Okay, let's take a look here on natural gas. Okay, here we have your natural gas, your daily and your weekly. Remember, that contract roll, that's going to affect the price, because when you look at the futures contracts, okay, they're starting to rise all the way on up. Okay, so even if you go out all the way to the end of the year, next year, you can see where natural gas is rising going down the road. So you want to be very, very careful with this. And plus, you're also coming into the seasonality trade. Now, for me, natural gas, I'll be looking to scalp it today, but I'm going to go into the weekend flat with natural gas. It's just too volatile there to hold, because usually sometimes it'll, like on Sunday when you get that rollover, it'll blast up, okay, on that, but then again, we got to wait to see what happens on Monday. It'll come right on down. So for me, on natural gas, I'm going to be flat into the weekend. But crude oil here, the way it looks right here right now is I'll be long into the weekend on on crude oil. But natural gas is a little bit more fickle, so we just have to be a little bit patient. That you're better off. Risk to reward is coming Monday, and see where you're at. But I'll be looking for scalps today, but I'll be, on the UNG or maybe even on the KOLD, but I'll cut my positions down, especially here on a Friday. Okay, let's take a look here at the chart. So what we're really looking for here on the upside is this 1.704. This is that 8 SMA, very, very crucial. Okay, so once we can get above that, there you have right there is your 21-day 1.766. Let's call it 1.77. Okay. So what do we have there? 1.768. So 1.77. So you can see we have two very, very strong resistant levels here in the 21-day and the 8 SMA here. You need to get above that so we can go up higher. That's really the case. Okay. So I know I keep bringing this up. It's the same old story. Believe me, it's the same old song. I'm getting sick of it too. But it's about the same as what we had here, okay? You know what I mean? You can describe it in 2 words: boring. Because there's nothing really to say. It just kept on going on until we get a reversal candle. Now remember, last contract roll, this was the contract roll right here. And then the last one here, that was 2 times ago. Last one was right here where it popped right on up here. So this is why you have to be very cautious, because look what happened here where it popped right up here. And then the following day, Monday, Tuesday, it went up here and then it came right on down here again. Okay, so that's why you have to be very, very tricky. That's why I'll be going flat. Okay, which means I have no position in the natural gas here over the weekend. Okay, so let's just take a look here again on the upside. Okay, that 8 SMA, very, very critical. That's the first thing. 7.04, then you have 1.77. Those are your 2 key levels there on the upside. If we can go above, then you have the same story again: 1.82, 1.84, 1.87, 1.88. Follow the candles: 1.90, 1.92, 95, 98, and this is your target at 2.0. Now you can see where your 50-day is coming right on down. You're sitting just above at 2.02. That's not a good look. Okay, see your 100-day coming on down. That's not a good look. See this 8-day rolling down, waterfall. See the old waterfall on 21. That's not a good look. However, what will change that is if you can have something, a candle like this, and you can blast up above all this, then that can reverse real quickly, and that 8-day can come around. See how this 8-day went over that 21-day? Looked like it was going to be bullish, and then it rolled back down. Well, that's the same thing that can happen here, where this 8-day now is starting to flatten out, okay, and that can roll right back up again here. So always be very, very attentive to that. But the key levels here: 8-day, 21-day. Okay, you close above, there's your target at 2.0. Okay, downside, come right off the top of this candle, 1.64. You're holding this very, very nicely, and we have nothing but pretty much sideways action. So once we lost that 21-day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we'll see what happens today. You know, basically 9 days here of just sideways action. Okay, so that 21-day, I can't stress enough how critical it is. The same way with the 8-day, where you can see this, where you just can't get right in, and you're not going to go higher unless you can get above that and close above it, like we have a kind of a breakout candle situation. So that's what we have to see. So realistically, watch the 8, watch your 21. If you get a break above, there's your target. Downside here, 1.64. This level here has been holding very, very strong. If that's lost, we go 1.59, and then we look at this price channel, 1.58, which is the bottom of that candle. That's lost, 1.57 and 1.52. Now, your RSI here looking okay. Your green still above your red here. You know, that's looking okay. It just needs a catalyst here to rip higher. Okay, let's take a look here on an hourly and a 4-hour. Okay, so now we can see here where we have on the hourly chart here a nice trading range. Okay, so when you look at that price channel, there's that 1.71. 1.65 here now. Okay, so what we have here is you can see where it went up there and then came right down and went there, retested, it couldn't do it. So now we have to see if you can break above. So your resistance here is 1.698. Real time, you're sitting at 1.692 right now. Okay, so you need to get up and test that 1.7 again. If you can go above it to that 200 SMA. But that's going to be very, very key. If you can get above that, then we can go up to that 1.77 area right there, okay? But if you can't, this is going to be sideways action, all right? So that's pretty much what we have here, okay? But again, when we had that sell-off, this just looked like a bottoming pattern here, okay? Where you had a low, and then we had a higher low, and then we just have sideways action. But if you notice, you had a low, a higher low, and then yesterday we had a higher low. Okay, so this is all looking very good. The key is you just have to break out. It's got to make a decision, you know, get off the old schneid here and go higher. That's what it basically has to do. Now, when you look at a 4-hour chart, well, you can see the really nice trading range, okay? See, this is what we're looking for. This is the little bit bigger range here. So your price channel went up here a little bit, went up to 1.65 versus the 1.64, but your top stayed the same, okay? So roughly 1.77. That's what you're doing. So what you need to do is just trade this range until she breaks out either to the upside or to the down. Now, I just think, you know, natural gas is so low here. I mean, this is like, and if we do have a catalyst like a really hot summer, Okay, this will take natural gas. Now, when you look at the seasonality, you can punch up a seasonality chart. Just go to my playlist. All the seasonality charts are right there. You can see where natural gas is starting to come into its own and should rally up into the April, June time frame here. Okay, so you just have to be a little bit patient with the old natty gas here. Okay, so basically you want to trade this range until she breaks out one or the other. But you do have that series of higher lows here, which is always very good. And as far as the top side goes, obviously, once you can break out of that range, then you just bring the price channels right across. Okay, see 1.82, come right over there, 1.84, and then you just follow that all the way on up here until you get to your big boy right there at 2.0. Okay, so trade that range until she breaks out. All right, we will at midday trading. We're going to be looking at here at natural gas a little bit more in depth, and same way with crude. And then we have the pit close later today, where we'll go really in depth and get you set up for the weekend. Now, over the weekend, on the weekend edition here, what I'm going to do on Saturday is we're going to start looking at all these ETFs here that like I trade. Okay, so you can look at, like, say, UCO for the oil, SCO for the short on oil, UNG, BOIL, KOLD. And then we can look at something like all the indexes. Like my favorite is TQQ. That's a really good trader. Now, when you look at what's actually in that, 10% of that is made up of Microsoft, Apple, and NVIDIA. Okay, so that's a really good look there for the TQQ, and it's an easy way. Like today, this week here, I scalped, I don't know, it was 5 points off of that TQQ. That's a really good trader, okay? But you can do UPRO and then you can do UDOW, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to look at over all those ETFs here this weekend. Okay, I'll be back here at midday trading. Thanks for watching.